Are we using headphones today, or fuck the headphones?
I'm good on headphones. They're here all hooked up if either of you want them.
I can hear you guys just fine, so.
I can also
Yeah.
hear you guys fine.
If I had headphones, I would feel like that'd make us feel more like Joe Rogan, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my only thing in my mind about a podcast. It's my only frame of reference. It's the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, that's about
that's
right.
everyone's like go-to. You
That's
know,
pretty
when they
much
hear a podcast.
That's pretty much the frame of reference for
Yeah.
podcasts is Joe Rogan. Well, we're rolling, so welcome, friends and family, and everybody listening to the next episode of Apex Prey. We have a very special one today.
The next generation.
The next gen. We have a very special episode. So without further ado, we have Gavin, the one and only, from the Funeral Proposals, as everyone has heard plenty about.
Of Funeral Proposals fame and fortune.
Yes, sir. How's it going, bro?
It's going. It's
Yeah?
a great day. It's a nice day outside.
Hell yeah.
It's beautiful.
I'm sandwiched
Absolutely.
between two beautiful men, no homo.
Hell yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it.
The month of June is over, but the antics continue.
Yep. As always.
Never ends. Never ends.
It's been toasty, dude. It's been.
Oh, yeah.
I like it, though. I like
it too.
I just got back from vacation, so I'm
Oh, hell
trying
yeah.
to keep
Dude,
this
where'd you
tan
go?
going. Outer Banks.
Ooh.
Where's that?
Yeah.
That's
It's
nice.
in
Florida?
North Carolina.
Hell yeah.
It's like a strip. I don't know the exact term for it, but it's like a little tiny strip of land, like a mile off the coast. It just goes down.
Yeah.
It's like 20 miles long. So
Damn.
it's cool little. It's just
Did you
That's
go on
pretty
like a
dope.
little group trip with some
yeah.
friends?
It was no. It was me and my girlfriend, and my girlfriend's mom, and then my girlfriend's mom's boyfriend's family.
Damn.
Who
That's
I
what's up.
am
That was a
surprisingly
group.
close with, even before we went on a week-long vacation together. But
Hell
we
yeah.
got to know each other pretty well over that week.
Nice.
That's
It was
cool,
nice,
dude.
though.
You
That
guys
was the
got
first-
all fucked up together.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
I
yeah.
drank a lot of beer.
Nice.
I was trying to, I did like a whole thing. I was like, before I go, I'm not going to like eat fast food. I'm going to like, drink more water and
There you go.
get skinny.
It's
and
hard to
be
do,
on-
bro.
Yeah, and then I went there and I drank like 100 something beers in like 6
What was
days.
your go-to beer?
I was just about to ask.
Modelo.
Modelo.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Let's
Cerveza
go.
Modelo.
I've been on a Rona kick lately. Ronas and lime, dude.
You'll-
So fucking good.
You'll
man.
you'll evolve soon. I'm not
That's
gonna
what
lie.
it
I
happened to
started
me.
I mean,
with Ronas.
It
I love
happened to me.
Modelo too. Don't get me wrong.
It's all because I started working with a bunch of Latinos at my old job.
Yup,
It was
that'll
a
do
bunch
it.
of it was people from like Guatemala, Honduras, like
Hell yeah.
all the little Central American. There were so different. There were so
poor
many of them
countries.
from different countries that it was like San Salvador and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That it was like, I just kind of classify them all. If I can't really, because there's so many different countries down
They're
there.
all the same.
No, not. But it's like everybody at my job would just call them the Mexicans. And I was like, they're not though. They're literally actually none of them are Mexican. Like they were all from different countries below Mexico. But everybody just called them
That's
Mexicans.
so funny.
From talking to them and stuff, and I asked them because I was always curious. Like I've always liked Modelo and Corona, but from talking to them, I was curious, and I figured out Modelo is the true.
Dude,
Yeah.
Modelo
Beer.
is pure. I don't know how else to explain it, but like, I can drink that shit every fucking day.
Really, once I started drinking that more than Corona, it does feel like Corona is like, it's like hard to explain, but it's like Americanized.
Yeah,
Like,
I could
it's
definitely
made to
see
be
that.
marketed
Yeah.
up here,
Yeah.
And it's like they don't even taste so much different,
Right.
but you can just tell. It's like Corona's
Yeah.
almost like sweeter.
Really?
I really
think-
don't know how to.
I think Coronas taste more like tart. Like,
Dude,
is
honestly,
that the same thing as sweet?
ever
It's the opposite.
the exact opposite.
Oh,
Honestly, ever since I got fucking COVID, my taste hasn't been the same. It's
lot of
been
people
weird.
say
Like
that.
it fucked my taste up.
my mom said the same thing. She got COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's-
she was
it's-
like,
Yeah,
nothing
it's weird.
tastes the same.
I at one point I think I had it. I think what happened was my girlfriend tested positive, and then I was like
For what? HIV
for
or
COVID.
Oh, COVID.
And HIV?
What?
What did you call it? HIV?
HIV?
No, she tested positive for COVID. She hasn't tested positive for HIV yet. But I haven't gotten tested though, so I haven't
Results
told
are
her
still
to
coming
check
in,
yet.
so fingers crossed.
But I was like, I wanted free couple days off of work. I'm not gonna
Hell
lie.
yeah.
So I sent the picture to my boss. I told him
Fuck yeah.
that I tested positive. Well, it was a picture of the test. I sent a picture of the positive
okay.
test. I was like, man, tested positive. Like, I'm gonna need a few days off.
Yeah.
It was like halfway through the week. So I was like, you know what? Take the rest of the week off. Fuck it.
You
Dude,
know,
that
I'd be
was-
lying if I said I didn't Google pictures of positive COVID tests. No.
You're just accidentally
thing-
sending pregnancy tests.
I had to get a negative test before I came back, and I just
Yeah.
assumed, you know, whatever. And I went and I got like the official test at Walgreens or whatever, and it came back positive. I was
You were like,
That
this
sucks.
Walgreens test should get me right.
but I already kind of told my job anyway, so that was handled. You know,
Yeah.
I just waited and
That was-
went back at the regular time.
Yeah, that was kind of the beautiful thing about the pandemic is that everyone was so fucking freaked out. You could kind of just be like, hey, boss man, I'm just not feeling too well right now. I don't want to, like, risk it and, you
Yeah.
know, kill your grandparents and, you know, you're scot-free.
It's
Honestly,
great.
though, like, fuck COVID, bro. I'm
Yeah,
sick of
fuck-
that shit, bro.
Dude, I
It's
find it...
basically over.
I was going to say, I find it so funny that it was, like, it seemed like the biggest thing that's happened in the last fucking 200 years, and now everyone's just
Well,
on
at
to
the
the
time,
next.
at the time, it really was, you know, and that's what I was gonna say. It's kind of crazy, like you kind of look at the timeline, you know, and it was almost like went down, and then there was another spike, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it went down again. But if you look at the way people look at it now versus
Yeah.
3 years ago or 2 years ago,
Very
it's
different.
Because
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that. I can't remember why, but like right when everything started, I got like a memory on social media or something. And it was like right when everything started, people were literally like wouldn't leave their house. Or
Dude, it was nuts.
Where the grocery stores packed. Like I worked at Acme at the time, so
Yeah.
it was,
Toilet
like,
paper all missing.
literally, it was
Yeah,
like the
bro.
first
Yep.
2 weeks of the pandemic and the lockdown. I saw more people in the grocery store than I had
Fuck
ever
yeah.
seen in the whole like 4 years that I had worked there prior to that.
Yeah, bro. Dude,
Oh,
do
yeah,
you
you
remember...
worked at Acme at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was essential worker, you know, I never
Fuck
got
yeah.
a break.
You did not
Everyone
get
was
the
an
essential
essential
pay.
I never got, yeah, and I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid and I never got a break. I get to sit, all my friends sat at home collecting unemployment and got
Dude.
paid more than me.
That
and
shit
I
pissed
done-
me right off.
I did the right thing.
I would have killed
and
my friends.
Got screwed for it.
Dude, I remember I was like working while it was happening and Mitch got like laid off for a little while and he was collecting unemployment, bro, and he was making more than I was making just off of unemployment.
Yeah.
I would
That's
like
all my friends.
I would
was
like talk to
making
him.
jack shit.
I would like talk to him on the phone and be like, "How you doing, bro? You doing all right?" He's like, "Yeah, just bought a new motorcycle. Everything's going great." I'm like, "Fuck you, bro."
In
What?
retrospect,
Fuck you, Mitch.
In retrospect, I am mad that I did not quit. I had the perfect excuse to quit my job and
when
sell my ass. and
COVID
get
first
paid.
came out, I was working at Conrad's.
First came out like it was a fucking video game.
But I was at Conrad's and they gave us sheets and shit, and I was trying to look up like any possible way to get off work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was not trying to be at work.
Yeah. Yeah, that
definitely
fucking
came
sucked.
in handy at one point. They switched me when I was working at Acme. It was weird. They were doing like the lowest amount of contact between employees.
Right.
And they were like, "You're gonna work overnight once a week."
Move this just a little, sorry.
Sorry guys. I'm a rookie here.
You chilling?
They were like
Good.
working. They had me working overnight once a week. I was like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?"
Fuck
Like,
that.
If
Right.
I'm working at 7 a.m. 3 days a week, and then it's like, but wait. Also, you're gonna be like working till 7 a.m. once a week. What the fuck? I would,
Yeah, it's
but
fucked.
I worked in produce, so when you're in a grocery store, there's only so much you can do when there's not like customers coming in to buy
Right.
things. So I would just kind of stock everything in like an hour, and then go home and go to bed.
There you go.
I
That's
didn't make
lit.
much money,
Yeah.
but
That was
What it is.
during the COVID times?
yeah,
Okay.
That was when COVID first came out.
when it's brand new before they dropped the first patch.
The new release.
Fun fact for everyone listening out there, me and Gavin used to work together at Acme.
For like 2 months.
Yeah, not
Fuck
even.
yeah.
Maybe like a month.
I remember my first week I was doing carts. How you had to go out and get all the carts and everything, and you had your Jeep, and
My
you were talking.
Jeep.
You were like,
Ooh, the
"Hey,"
Wrangler.
I remember you gave me a ride across the parking lot, and this dude,
Fuck!
the manager,
Bring
was
back
like,
memories.
"You need to not do that because somebody could think you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing." And I was like, well, he was just driving me, like, giving me a ride. And he was like, no, I know that. Somebody else might not know that. And I was like, all right, but isn't it most important that you know that? Like, if somebody else doesn't know that, but you do, that's the most important part, you know?
Right.
But I guess he had a point, you know what I mean? What if I
That's
got
funny.
kidnapped? What if
Nah,
Cisco
fuck
kidnapped
him.
me?
What was his name? John.
No,
Your
see,
son,
that John is
He's probably still
he is the
managing
manager, but this one was Don.
Nah, for real, fuck John. I'm not gonna lie.
I saw him the other day. It actually made me laugh out loud. I was pulling into Acme. It was that when I saw you in the
seen you
parking
at
lot.
Acme, yeah.
Yeah, I saw him in the parking lot. It was right after he got back from vacation. And I was pulling in there to get some beer, and I remember I saw John in the parking lot walking to his car, and just seeing him literally made me like audibly go like. He's just like walking with his head down. I was like,
Dude, I fucking hate John. He looks like a fucking narc.
dude, I'll never forget. We were in the break room one time, and this dude that worked in beer and wine was talking about John. You remember how he used to drive that white van that he would
No.
park?
Oh,
Oh,
I
he
didn't
would drive.
know too much about John.
He
but
would
I
drive
hated
this.
him.
Everybody, see, this is everybody knew because you would check when you got there to see if the van was in the parking lot or not. That's how you
Right.
knew if he was going to be there that day or not. And I remember because he'd park in the same spot in the employee lot, and he'd drive the same car, obviously,
Yeah.
and buy a new car every day. But I remember they were all talking about him in the break room one day, and this one dude from Beer and Wine goes, "Yeah, John and that fucking white Chrysler Town and Country." Why did you get so specific? Like, I'm surprised he didn't list out the year that it was
He
made.
dropped make and model on him.
He's like, that goddamn 2015 white Chrysler Town and Country he drives.
Like something obviously terrible happened to him.
I was like,
With that
you
specific
are
car.
jealous, I think. Green with envy.
That's so funny.
You fit a lot of groceries in there.
Dude, when I
True.
used to work at Dilly's, everyone used to look out for the manager's car. They'd be like, "Hey, Steve's at work today." Shit.
So she did.
It's
Hell
just
yeah.
funny that like
Steve's
at
work
every
today.
job, everyone talks shit in the break room about the boss.
Fuck
Dude,
yeah.
Dilly's.
That's just how it goes.
Ugh. When did you work at Dilly's?
That was actually my first job. You know,
That's crazy.
I tried out and everything. Like it was.
You tried
Try it
out.
out.
Nah, that's what it felt like to me.
Come back next season.
No, like it felt real, bro. Like it was like, dude, if I don't get this job, like nothing is gonna work in life.
You were like,
Steve was like, Steve looked him in the eye. He was like, "You gave it your all, kid. Listen, you don't have what it takes." He's like, "You had 3
Try-
tries to spot me pulling into the parking lot.
Try again
I
next
busted all you
season."
guys."
Nah, honestly, fuck Steve though. He was weird and his shop is dirty.
Man, it sounds like you're the common denominator if you hate all your bosses.
I was gonna say, if there's a problem
Hey,
with
but his-
everyone,
I don't
His
do math
place-
like that.
Dilly's was nasty. I'm surprised it's still open.
So I told you. I didn't tell you, but
I told you.
in my mind, that shit is on Facebook everywhere.
Dude, I know. That's why after that, because it was already like, who even went there anymore? You know, let's be real.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm looking
I
at you
will
'cause I
still
know
go
you
there.
did. You
I
live
live
right there.
I live like 4
You
houses
live
away
right
from
there.
Dilly's.
Yeah, I know you still go there.
You have no choice but to go.
Hell no, I don't go there.
I remember I used to be like, man, Dilly's and Swenson's is like the same thing.
I used to think that too.
And then I was like 15, and I was like, oh shit. Like just when you get old enough to realize everything you ate is like shit.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what. Anytime I go back, like Little Debbie snacks and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Certain ones I can do, but it's like I can't get through a honey bun anymore. I'm not gonna lie.
dude, I used to have a problem with
it's
Little
just
Debbie
too
snacks.
much.
I'm not
It's
gonna
too
lie.
much for me, man.
It is too much.
It's
In
too
our
indulgent.
old ass adult bodies, it's just way too much to process.
That's what I'm need. Can I get like a steak?
Dude, I
Can I
went
get like
through.
Little Debbie steak?
That's fire. That's a good
It's
idea.
like, they got Hungry Man meals. Little Debbie needs to get in
Hell
on
yeah.
stuff like that. They
Little
need-
Debbie, if you're
We
listening.
need adult manly
Honestly,
snacks.
fuck honey buns. I can't even lie. I hate them.
We
Dude,
need some of that. We need whiskey and a juice box.
There you go. Little Debbie juice boxes.
Literally.
Fuck yeah. Spiky
Honestly,
juice
I'd buy the
boxes.
fuck out of that. It's like Monster Energy alcohol.
yeah.
You know.
I think that shit tastes like ass.
I haven't
Me
I do
personally.
too.
but
I can't do sweet alcohols. I just can't do it. It doesn't work with my belly very well.
Sweet alcohol.
What are you trying to say?
Bro, like he's just blocking his face with the microphone the whole time.
He's fine. Let
Okay,
him do
we all
his
know what
thing.
he
Thank
looks
you.
like. We all
Thank
know
you.
what he looks like.
I will.
If you want to see what Cisco
can-
looks
Listen-
like, you can
listen
check
to
out
our-
the Apex Prey Instagram.
There you go. Listen to our fucking producer, bro.
No, also, I think Gavin or Austin from one of our previous podcasts has a picture of me from like goddamn freshman year, and I look stupid.
That's funny.
Yeah, we were at the lunch table, like first period. It wasn't even first period.
As
This
soon
was,
as you
like,
brought the picture
breakfast.
up, I knew exactly what you're talking about, and now
Good.
you just confirmed my suspicions.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do you do? You're making some kind of face like this.
I make
Something
a
like
lot
that.
of stupid ass faces.
Yup,
I
you
can't
definitely
even.
do.
That's the classic Cisco face, though.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just every time someone takes a
Fuck.
picture of you, bro. It's every time someone takes a picture of you.
I think
you're
I
making
just-
the weirdest face.
It's because I know. It's because like
It's fun. It's like a
It
fun
is
little
fun.
game.
it's crazy because like
A little quirk.
throughout the daily day, like everyone takes a picture of me with their memory, and they remember what I'm looking like that day when I say
How
something
much
fucking
liquor
dumb
has he had?
or something smart. But like,
Throughout my daily day.
but like,
So Gavin,
I started making funny faces, but not like funny faces, like totally ridiculous, but like subtle to where, you know, like if my girlfriend's mom takes like a picture of us, like or
Yeah.
like a group photo, I'll make like just funny enough to where they won't notice at the time.
Right.
But if somebody looking at the post, it's gonna be like, what the fuck?
yeah, my
I'll smile like this or something like.
I have a grandma that every single family event she brings this. She still got the little like digital camera that's like
Nice.
she brings it to everything, and she always like you'll be mid conversation, she'll walk over, hey, picture time, and she like spends fucking 5 minutes
one
trying
of
to
those
find the
Walmart
button.
cameras.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Oh,
I'm so
fuck.
sick
So,
of photo ops after
I've-
vacation.
I've done so recently what I started doing every time she like comes over to take a picture, I make this fucked up smile that like in the camera, because it's just this tiny little thing she sees through, it probably looks fine, but I know when she looks at it later, she's like, oh.
Every picture she has, she's like,
Every
just
picture she has,
ruined.
I'm like,
She's at home sobbing. She forgot what all her family members look like. All she can remember is your fucked
Yeah,
up
just
face
eat
burned
his
in her
face.
mind.
she gets
Ugly-ass
fucking
face.
she gets fucking dementia, and all she has is the pictures to look through, and she just remembers me like that.
Ethan.
I didn't know he had Down syndrome.
Oh, Jesus. I did. I could have told you that, Grandma.
Oh, fuck.
I
So
could-
tell us about funeral proposals. How did that start?
Yes. When did you
Um,
join? That's what I
So
want.
when I joined, it's been almost 2 years now, I believe.
Okay.
That's what's up, bro. Consistency is key.
Fuck you.
I fuck with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I can hardly stay in the gym for like fucking
Hey,
6
well,
months.
it's been super easy to stay in the band because they haven't kicked me out yet.
There you
So it's like
That's what's up.
keeping it up so far, and I haven't wanted to quit.
Hell
It's
yeah.
like the songs aren't super boring yet.
Right.
So maybe if we like stop writing any new songs and all
Yeah.
the shows stop being fun and they stop paying me money, then I'll quit the band and do something else. But
Yeah.
I joined the band like 2 years ago now. They had already been a band for almost 10 years at that point. They knew each other. Yeah, they've known each other. Sam, the drummer, Holden, the lead singer, and Ryan, the lead guitarist. They had known each other since elementary school and everything.
Shit.
I didn't meet them until we were all in high school.
I remember going to their show during the talent show, dude.
Mhm.
Fuck
During
yeah.
high
Yeah,
school. It
that's-
was my senior year. It was the last talent show like ever.
Yep.
And I
Yeah,
was
you were
like,
telling me
They
about
they
that.
do that every year,
Yeah.
and so they really have been grading it out. They're the ones that have been the most consistent. You know, it was their idea. So, but they just really have been killing it. You know, I was a fan before I was ever a member of the band, so
Right.
it's like cool to be a part of it after seeing both sides. But
Fuck yeah.
I mean, it's just they have always loved music and they've always loved making music.
Yeah.
They're a lot better at it now than they were
Right.
back then. I actually almost joined the band once before to play bass. Back like right after I'd first met them, but I really wasn't committed to it then, and
Yeah.
I didn't like the music as much as I do now.
Right.
So it wasn't as easy for me to get into it. But we're all older now, so
Yeah.
you know, it's a lot more fun and it's just easier to like get out and play and really do stuff with it now
Yeah.
that we have like money and time and everything like that. So-
Right. It's
Well, I
definitely.
mean, we had more time before, but now we have cars.
I think
Right.
it's a huge flex. You guys are performing like everywhere, bro. Like
Dude.
not everywhere, but like in Ohio wise, like if you're going to fucking Cleveland and performing,
We
I think
we
that's
just got booked
huge,
on a
man.
show in Columbus today,
Damn,
which is
man.
I've never played anywhere. They've toured little tours, Midwest area, like the surrounding states and everything. I wasn't anywhere near them then though. That was probably like 5 years ago now,
Right.
which is really cool, and I hope we get to do something like that soon. But
That'd be fucking
yeah, I
awesome.
think we got something booked in Cincinnati. I think we got something booked in Columbus.
That's
So
crazy, dude. You
we're-
guys are killing it, bro.
Yeah, we're just now getting around Cleveland and stuff. We just had a show in Cleveland last night.
Fuck yeah. Rightfully
Yeah, how was
so,
that?
too, dude.
It was
I
actually
really
cool.
wanted to go, but I had work in the morning.
It's
like,
hard to get. I
super
mean, it's
early.
hard to get people from here out. Like, I don't blame. We don't have like really anything in the scene out there yet. That's why I'm like, we're just trying
Right.
to branch out at this point and
Yeah, for sure.
get our name out there because we know bands out there and they played up there years ago. Like, but like when COVID first came out and we were all busy gaming on it, you know,
When it
nobody
first
was
dropped.
really. Yeah, when COVID first dropped, you know, there was like a little lull, a little hiatus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then after that was when I came into play.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because they were like, we're back on the scene, we're redoing everything. You know, we
Yeah,
want to
fuck
be
yeah.
big, have a big bang, and come back. So, I mean, we've just been carrying that momentum, and the record's out now. I just want to, you know, get our name out there. I want as many people to hear our music as we can because
Yeah,
I know
bro.
it's good, and I know we put on a good show. So
It's good as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
It's just a matter
legit.
of like exposing it to people.
It's honestly such
That's
a relief.
the hardest
like,
part, bro.
Yeah. And it's such a relief having friends that have a band that their band is actually good. You know what I mean? Like, so you don't have to like act like, you know, you don't just got to be a supportive friend. Like, you
Yeah,
can actually.
that's what I've been telling all my band members. I'm like,
Yeah.
we got to get to the point where it's like we have friends that are fans and we have fans that have become friends and everything,
Yeah.
and it's like nice to see the same people at the shows, like especially you guys. Like, I love seeing you guys at the shows.
Fuck
and
yeah,
the
bro.
fact that you guys come to so many is like
Yeah.
really cool. Like, that like really inspires me to like keep going and do it, because it's not just like, oh, you came a couple times and
Right.
you had a good time. It's like you actually like being there and coming.
Yeah,
But-
no, you guys
I
fucking
love
kill
coming.
it. Like, you guys make it. you guys make it easy to show up for real. Like,
I was just telling him, I'm like, these shows, we gotta make it to where people want to be there. You know, it can't
Yeah.
be a favor for a friend to
Right.
show up to a show. Like, we gotta make fans,
yeah,
and people that don't know us kind of want to come because they like our music, not because, oh, I know the guy in the band. You know.
yeah, for sure.
But not to say that I don't appreciate everybody who does know us and show up and listen to everything. I mean,
Yeah,
so
yeah, and you just
Honestly-
had that record come out. That's fucking awesome. On
Forever
Spotify
Glow
and shit.
EP now available on streaming, Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, anywhere where you can just look it up on the internet.
Fuck yeah.
Type in Funeral Proposals on the internet, click on everything you see.
Check the bio. It'll be there.
No matter what, click save, download, share on every single link you see.
Yup.
Dude,
Don't
from what
even
I
look
see,
at them first.
whenever you guys perform, I normally see a lot of people going up to the front, like closer to the stage, as opposed to other bands.
Nice.
And like, I know we're friends and shit. I'm not just trying to toot your horn, but like, I genuinely do see that. Like,
Yeah.
especially when I'm at the bar, everyone's drinking at the bar and other bands are performing. But then when you guys come on,
Yeah.
and you start playing some shit, everyone migrates from the bar to the fucking like floor.
Fuck yeah.
you know?
It's about the tunes, man.
Yup.
It's all-
It is about the tunes, and you guys got the tunes for sure.
You guys have the tunes. I'm trying to hear you fucking.
I
I'm
know.
trying to hear you
I've
slap
been
that
working
bass,
on it. I've
bro.
been working on it, man. I keep playing with bassists that are too funky and they're slapping their shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Up on stage, just smacking it out.
Yeah.
And it's making me feel a little like inferior. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
It's hard not to feel
it's
inferior.
hard. That's just hard to do, man. You know, this one
That's
band we
just
played
human.
with. I'm trying to remember the damn name. I can't remember the name of the band, but it was my first ever show up in Cleveland. It was at Coda. It was just a couple months ago in Tremont, which is a little suburb of Cleveland. It's not technically Cleveland, but I'm gonna count it. And this dude in the band was playing this slap bass. They covered a Primus song. I don't know if any of you guys know what that's about, but Les Claypool, the bassist in Primus, is like insane, like slap bassist, like fucking. And this dude literally, he covered this song. It's called Tom the Cat, and it's like, literally, I was like so jealous.
Yeah.
Like, there's like times where, like, I'm not really like envious. Like, if somebody's a lot better than me, I'll be, like, kind of sick about it. But
Right.
I'm, like, not like they don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, it's my fault that I don't practice.
And that's the way to be honest.
Right.
That's how you, like, get better, you know? You're not bitter about
it's like
it.
somebody like that will make me want to practice. But that was a
Yeah.
time where, because he was fucking slapping the shit out of it. And I was, like, kind of pissed off. But I was like, damn, I wish I could fucking do that. Like, and he literally came up to me afterwards, and he was like, you know, doing the band thing, and he was genuine about it. I don't want to make him sound like he's just saying it just because it's what you do. I mean, you're supposed to do it, but you know, he really meant it when he's like, man, you guys are killing it, like you're great bassists, like da 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 da, because he was talking to me before the show and shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like pissed. I was like, you're talking to me just like how I fucking talk to somebody. I think I'm fucking better. Dude, like, just keep it up, man. And he was like, I asked him. He said it took him 2 years to learn that fucking song. Though.
Wow.
That's insane.
I believe it, man.
Dude,
That shit looks tough.
I remember when you first got me into guitar and shit, and you were playing in front of me and just being like, you know, like acting like it's nothing, and like being like, it just takes time, you know, practice and shit. And I would just be there playing fucking Smoke on the Water, just being super shitty and listening to him. And I'm just like, fuck, bro.
Hey, bro, was I right or was I wrong?
You were extremely right.
Dude, I remember the first time I ever saw you play. I was drunk as fuck. It was like at one of our parties or something, and we all went in the basement
Remember when that would have been
to jam out. And it might have been one of the first few times I met you or something.
That sounds like it had to have been,
And,
because that's the only
yeah.
reason I ever came over to Cisco's back then.
Yeah.
Because we would fucking jam guitar.
Yeah, and I remember I went down there, me and Cisco went down there, we were all like kind of jamming out, and I was like, I had my guitar, I was just trashed, like just trying to like keep up, and it just got to a point where I was like, take it away, man, I can't fucking, I was like way too out.
I remember that. Eric brought some friends over. I think it was similar to that day.
Was it that one short dude with the acoustic guitar?
I couldn't even tell you.
I remember one time we were in the basement with some short dude. Me saying that at 5'6" means he's actually.
Eric's
short,
not.
like,
It wasn't Eric.
No, I know Eric. It wasn't. It was like one of his friends or one of your friends or something. But he was just playing this acoustic guitar, and he was like pretty good. Like playing chords, like he's like strumming G and C and D, you know, doing his little thing, singing and everything. And I was like, oh man,
He was
like,
singing?
Yeah, I was like, you kind of doing your thing. You know,
Who
he
the
wasn't.
fuck
It wasn't
was
really
that?
that great, but like he was like kind of doing a little. You know, and I was like, you know, you're doing your thing. And I was like, play that G chord again. He was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, that G chord that you were just playing, like, just play it again.
Oh,
and
that
he
was
like,
my friend.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, oh, I don't know, like, the names of any of the chords. Like, I just, like, play them. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, that's the whole thing. It's like most guitarists don't know music theory and everything. But that always, like, baffled me. Like when you play, you at least, like, know what chord you're playing.
Yeah.
So I can, like, tell you, be like, here's a C chord. Like, how do you even learn the chord if you don't know what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
that
get
was my-
that.
That was my buddy Joel. I remember. I was brief.
I remember Joel.
He was
still
good,
friends
but
with him,
It was just
but, like-
crazy to me that he didn't know the chords that he was playing at all. I'm like, how do you remember? How do you learn a new song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
that's
dude
tough.
who got me fucking fried as fuck off dabs one day, and I fell asleep, and we meant to hang out, and I texted him like 10 minutes after I woke up. I was like, bro, I'm too fried to like hang out right now.
You just passed
I was
out.
like, I cannot play guitar right now. I can only
That's
sleep.
I can only sleep.
Dude, I remember the one time the only drug or, narcotic or whatever that I've ever taken and just physically was not capable of playing an instrument was mushrooms. I remember one time, like way back in the
I
day.
feel like you just didn't try hard enough.
I was
You didn't
trying pretty
You didn't
hard,
work
bro.
your way around it enough. Eventually, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Granted, it was the one and only time I've ever tried it. I'm
Okay.
sure I could get it, but
It's like when
at
you-
the time I was like, cause like we were vibing like
Right.
hard, so we were like, damn, let's go make some music in the basement. So we went down there and I was like, it was to a point where I was even trying to play like fucking Iron Man, and I was like fucking it up. I was like, I can't do this for some
Dude.
reason.
Yeah, sometimes that it just gets a little weird at first, but once you work things out, I know where you've been. I've been there too.
Yeah, it was
That's
tough.
crazy.
It was
One
like
of the-
demoralizing. I was so sad about it. I was like, oh
See,
my
that's the thing.
god.
When I used to take a lot of like psychs, like mushrooms and acid and shit, and I'd play a lot of guitar on it, and it was like always at first, it feels so weird in your hands, like you
Yeah,
wouldn't be
because
used
you're
to
almost
it.
a different person.
Yeah, you wouldn't be used to it, but then like after I played so much, it would always feel like I remember like in my mind to me it would feel like a level up.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like all
get
the
that.
progress I made since the last time would like
That's cool
be
as
revealed
fuck.
to me.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't have realized like the incremental progress but then I'd be playing and my mind would be working in like a different capacity. I'd be
Yeah.
like, damn, I'm like
Yeah.
doing pretty good right now and like playing better than I have before and everything. So I always liked it for that. I
See,
always
I'm-
felt like I had something like that, but just with like kind of like speaking whenever I first
Okay.
would because I used to take a lot of acid and I don't anymore, probably because I took so much when I was younger.
Right.
But there would always be like the first initial come up where it almost feel like you were about to like burst out of your skin. You know what I mean? Like
Dude, it feels like you're swallowing, but you can't swallow all the way.
yeah, it was like you'd have so much like energy build up.
It's like a constant swallow.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, and then you'd be coming up and it's like sometimes I'd like shake because I couldn't
Yeah.
contain all
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
energy in my body, and like you're just thinking, your mind is racing, and the first time you try to speak, like if you haven't talked for like 10 or 20 minutes,
Yeah.
it like takes a second for you
Yup.
to figure out like what you're doing. But then there's always a click moment. See, this is actually why I stopped taking it, because I took it so much and I became so familiar with it that I was
Right.
like, I knew it back and forth to a certain extent, like
Yeah.
on lower doses. Like I wouldn't take like 10 or anything like that. But there would always be like a click moment, and it'd be like a shaky build up, kind of like an airplane.
Right.
But then it'd be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
Like you
just-
almost burst out of that weird
yeah,
shaky
you'd be in the flow
phase.
of it all,
Yeah.
and then you'd kind of be, it was almost like you rise to like higher, and it's like, whoa, now
Yeah.
you're in it, you're above the turbulence.
Yep.
But I had a few times, the last few times I took it, where it was like, the whole time I was just like, it was like anxiety.
Turbulence.
Yeah, and it was like never like a bad trip to the point where I was like, oh, I can't control myself, or like, oh, I'm gonna die, like, shit like that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I just was like, I was so used to it that I was like, why am I uncomfortable? Like, why is this not normal? So that's why I had to get off that shit.
Yeah.
It's been years now.
Dude. All right, so as I was gonna say,
Sorry about that
Later than
brief
now.
intermission. We're back. Had to
Yeah.
go crack a couple skulls.
one of those first times that I actually was doing psychedelics, I specifically remember myself playing guitar, and I stopped for a brief moment, and then I thought to myself for a good like 10-15 minutes, like, why the fuck did I stop? You know, because it's like I realistically could keep playing, but like I just felt like I had to stop, and it was like a sober part of me like reaching out at that point, and I was like, it was a breakthrough, I'm not gonna lie, because it was like I'm giving up too early, and it's a common I feel like that's a common thing I find in my life. Like, I feel like I do give up too early in a lot of things.
And it was just
Damn,
making
you're
you
getting-
contemplate that a lot
Yeah,
Yeah,
deeper.
you're
and I
getting
was
deep.
super thinking about that. Like, why did I just stop playing guitar? You
Right.
know?
Now I'm just sitting
See,
here.
that's
It's not because I'm bored. There's a
Right.
deeper reason, you know?
Yeah.
It's because I probably don't know what to play, maybe. Or
yeah,
the time, I
or
was-
your ADHD was just kicking in on top of the
that too.
whatever you were
Yeah.
taking.
I feel like I
Definitely.
definitely have
Yeah.
ADHD.
Yeah, that'll activate anything your brain is infected
struggling with.
will
Yeah.
Infected.
is no longer it'll
If
no
you're
longer
not
be
perfect.
lying dormant. It will no longer be lying dormant. All your worst and best traits will come to the surface on
Yeah.
something
Take
like
this
that
pillow from
without
me,
your
bro.
without your permission.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I know one thing you talked about, kind of like being like a little bit, for lack of a better term, better, like when you play guitar on, mushrooms or whatever.
Right.
I find that with writing. I'm like a big writer. I like writing a lot.
Really?
And I
Yeah,
find
maybe you've
like
told me that before. I
the
feel like maybe that's
craziest-
jogging my memory, but I didn't think I know.
I don't
that.
like, I don't do it anymore. But back when I kind of first started writing, I was just kind of experimenting because I
Right.
listen to Joe Rogan a lot, and he's always talking about taking fucking just getting high and writing, and craziest ideas come to him. So I was like, let me
DMT.
try that, and it was definitely like it was pretty wild. Like I always find the best. I don't know how to explain it really. I get like good ideas when I'm sober, and then I go back to them when
Right.
I'm like on something, and that's when the craziness really
That's
comes
that
out of
alternate
it.
perspective. You
Yeah,
know what I
for
mean?
sure.
It makes you think about it a different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm like. That's what those things always really did for me. Was like so much. Like I mean, every day we live our life with like all the predetermined notions that we've got. Like we've been alive for 20 odd years. However old anybody in this room is. So it's like.
I'm 17.
Like I look at everything here and I think nothing of it, you know what I mean? Like that's a camera, these are lights, like we're recording a fucking
Right.
podcast, like blah, blah, blah.
Who
But
gives
if
a
I was
goddamn?
if I was tripping, my brain would like think about it differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would
for
almost
sure.
think about it like on more of like a metaphysical level. Like
You're
I'd like
why are they recording?
You'd be
that
way
shit?
more aware
What
of
is
like the
deepest-
camera.
yeah, like
what is the deepest purpose of them recording?
I
with
wouldn't even
lights?
be
Why
just
are they
like
using
looking at
lights?
this as like what's happening right now, but I'd almost be like looking at it as if I was like standing up there, like
Yeah.
looking like almost just like the situation as a whole. Like it always was like if I was sober, I'd look at a car and I'd be like, that's a car. But if I was tripping, I'd look at a car and I'd be like thinking about like how it's working,
Right.
and like why it exists, and I would like be looking at the design of the car,
Right.
and I'd be like, who made this car? And
Yeah.
when, like, what was the target demographic when they
Right.
were marketing this car? Shit like
Yeah.
that, where it's like, why am I even thinking about that? But it's like, really, all that stuff comes into play with everything we do in our life
100%.
every day. We just don't think about it that deep because we're not in an altered state.
Do you think people are born like kind of smart, or do you think they're born retarded?
I
Sorry.
mean, if you're born retarded, you're born retarded. If you're born smart, you're born
I
retarded.
meant like in the
No,
way that you
you
think.
don't-
In
I
the
mean,
depth. You
and
know what
you're
I'm
not
saying?
you're not born with any inherent knowledge, because I mean nobody is. You
What
have to
about
learn
like
how to
an
do everything.
inherent sense?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is you have different people have different brains, and it's all about, and it's not just how you're born; it's how you're developed. But
Yeah.
also, like, I mean, there's smart babies and there's dumb babies. There's babies that are gonna take the stuff faster, and there's babies that are gonna be better at certain stuff and worse at others, and babies that will be good at that stuff and worse at the other stuff. It's
Retards.
all yeah, and then you'll put them in like auto shop and stuff like that. No, but that's not the point. The point is,
But then they could excel at auto shop and be very smart. amongst
That's
their
what I'm
peers.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Is even if you're not, it's all subjective, really.
Yes.
Intelligence. There's different types of intelligence.
Yeah.
So
Perspective is a really fun thing to
I just-
play with when you're sober. Like it's a really I've been playing with perspective a lot lately, and it's very interesting the things you can kind of like stumble across.
I think we're very different because I feel fucking retarded sometimes, bro.
You are retarded right now. How many
Dropping
shots
the
did you
fucking-
have,
He
bro?
said retarded like 8 times in
Too
the past
much.
5 minutes.
Too much. But like for real, on a real level, like
For real, I'm retarded.
when I think
He's going Alex Jones on Joe Rogan right now. He's at the drop the bomb. Go ahead, just spit it out, man. Listen, you're in a jury of your peers right now.
absolutely.
Jinx,
But, like-
give me a fucking
But like
cocksuck.
I'll be thinking about shit, bro, and then I'll just stop, think about something else for a long time, and then I'll just think about something else and try to regain traction where I was at, you know?
No,
So you're talking about thoughts? You have thoughts?
that's fucking.
Are you saying that
Be more specific.
You have
Be
an
more-
initial thought, and then you stop thinking about it. You go to another thing,
Yes, and
then
think about
from-
that
and then
deeply.
from that thing, you try to go back to the
You
first.
try to
thing,
relate them?
and
No.
Oh.
not, but you're just trying to get back on track.
So here's my
Yes.
question to
I
you.
try to make multiple tracks, and then my mind can't keep up with the amount of tracks I'm trying to make.
So,
So
you
is
go
this
back
like a-
to the first one.
Yes, and
Is
then
this
I'm
like a-
like stupid.
So is
Like,
this like a
I gotta learn it
meditation,
again.
like
He just
practice that you
overloads his brain.
do? Like you actively like
Yeah, that's what I was
sit
like.
down
He's
and
making me
practice
sound
this?
like it's making it sound like it's practice to like train your brain.
No, I just think like that.
you just think about stuff.
Too
This
much.
whole time I've been having a conversation with myself in my head concurrently while having a conversation with the dude
No,
to train
sometimes-
my brain to differing alternate perspectives.
No, sometimes that's how it is, because it's like, I
This
try
whole
to think
time-
about it in too many perspectives at once, and then I like,
This whole
Wait.
time I've been imagining during this podcast, not only while I've been talking, I've also been imagining what it's like to be Cisco this whole time. And predicting what he's going to say.
I'm not gonna lie. While he was just talking, I imagined for a split second I was standing over there watching him talk, and it kind of freaked me out.
This is like Inception right now. We're doing Inception all over
We're
again.
like, it's cool to get deep on podcasts.
This is
but
literally
we're
what the
getting too
board
deep.
right the writers room for Inception. They're like, all right, and okay, but you're right there. What if you were standing over there, but we still had this conversation?
Gavin, no cap.
I've never seen Inception.
What are you doing tonight? I'm sorry, because everyone listening is gonna hear this like goddamn 2 weeks ago by this time. But like, what's up?
What's the move?
Nothing really. I have to go to work tomorrow
Hell yeah.
in the morning, so I don't know if I'm gonna go crazy. I'm sick. I started working on Saturdays again for the first time in like 2 years. It fucking sucks.
Oof.
We
Like
recently
full-time
started.
Saturdays?
Yeah, everybody does stuff on Friday nights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much sucks.
Yeah, me and Cisco recently they started making us work on Saturdays, and then they just switched it, so it's like that fucking perfect.
I'm not gonna
Saturdays
lie.
are
Even
tough.
if it was still Saturdays, this is what I was talking to you about earlier. I was like, remember how, like, when I feel like I want to go out, but I don't want to go out, I try to think about the mindset I have if I was one of my Texan cousins.
Okay,
You know?
yeah.
So it's like,
I'd be like, yeehaw.
no, not like that, but they're Mexican, so it's like not. I hate to say it, but not all of them came illegal or legal.
Which is
so,
Exposing them on the well,
so it's like would
dry
they
snitching
give-
on your own.
No, but like, not all of them have the opportunity to do the kind of shit that I can do on a Friday night.
right.
You
Some
know?
of our viewers are gonna be really mad at this part.
I don't give a goddamn, bro. But like, I just try to think about that, and like, if I was in that,
You think about your American freedom and how great this country is to
yeah,
go
I
out on
try
a
to
Friday
be as
night.
grateful as I
Fuck
can.
yeah.
Like, I can get fucked up on a Friday night and not worry about showing an ID because I don't have a passport or some shit. You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right.
Bro, no, like for real.
Yeah.
It's like I can't go to a normal club
Yep.
because I don't have my ID/passport. So,
Yeah.
me as Cisco, I can go wherever the fuck I want on a
Yeah.
Friday night.
That's. I mean.
To be fair, they might be pretty good at sneaking in. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh fuck.
That was good.
We have to cut that one. We might just
No,
have to
no,
have
no.
Cisco tell that joke.
We're not
No,
cutting
god
shit.
damn it, that was amazing. But
They already hopped one fence.
it won't be hard for another.
Don't trade on me.
Fence at Barfly is short.
True. True.
Dude, why do they check IDs at Barfly at this point, for real?
So that fucking
Underage.
underage people don't get in.
It's 10. I feel like anyone can get in. A school shooter.
That's why they have them bulletproof vests, man.
True. True. Yeah, those bouncers are decked the fuck out. That's true.
They did.
Remember?
have a bullet-
That's what they card everybody. They card everybody. They do a. They have neural.
ready.
They have a neural implant. Whenever they look at your ID, they do background check. Barfly security and neural implant beta.
They all got
They're
Neuralink
Yeah, that's why I was like, what is that Elon Musk shit?
mucks.
Elon Musk. I hate that fucker.
Oh fuck.
I hate Elon for what he did to Twitter.
Fuck Elon Musk, bro.
Elon Musk, if you're watching this, I swear to God, I will skull fuck you.
Elon Musk.
Elon.
I hate
Oh
him.
fuck.
Dude, why?
I already
Do
hate.
you actually hate him?
I already hated him one because he's just fucking cringe as fuck.
He
He's
is
like a
pretty cringe.
cringy ass old man. So no matter
He's
his,
like
no matter
he would
his
have been funny as
affiliation
fuck in
or
like
opinion,
2003.
that's what I'm like. His humor is like literally like me in middle school, but worse. And it's
Yeah.
like you got all this money to do all this, and it's like literally you pay $44 billion to buy Twitter, so you can be
Yup.
like, trans people aren't real. Like, dude, and I don't even give a fuck if you think that or not. Like, there's 1,000 billion people in the world who feel that way, but it's like they don't like buy Twitter and make me
Right.
fucking read about it and
Right,
ruin
yeah.
one of my favorite apps.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
like you
true.
have so much, and he's like, I want to put brain chips in monkeys and make cars that explode.
You sound
I'm
just
like-
like the Family Guy, Elon Musk, bro. I can't
I'm
even lie.
like, dude, like, you can't even make a self-driving car right after how many years? And you think
they
you're going to
kill
make a
people.
rocket that goes to the moon? You
See-
think you're going to make an underground tunnel
I'm not gonna lie.
that
If
everybody
I
is
sent-
going to work fine? You suck. Like,
If I sent a goddamn car to space to orbit Earth, I would walk with a dick out of my pants every day. For real.
I guess so. And
No,
then he
like,
doesn't
who the
even
fuck
do-
else is
It's
doing
not
that?
even him. He just pays a bunch of people money, and then he's like,
You don't think it's his algorithms?
bro, he bought Twitter and then was like introduced a feature where he's like, if you don't buy my monthly subscription
Yeah.
service to be verified, then you can only read 600 posts a day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that at shit or that chat shit. Whatever. What I don't know what it's,
It's
called.
just the
but
new. It's the new Twitter. That,
No,
like,
that's
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg's response because
Oh,
Elon
yeah.
Musk is killing Twitter. Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg was
Yeah.
like, let me swoop in and totally botch it.
To be perfectly
Totally
fair, though,
biffed the landing. It
Twitter-
already sucks.
I will admit, I agree with you. Elon Musk is doing no favors for Twitter, but Twitter was not helping itself originally.
I mean,
Twitter has been garbage for quite a while.
I could agree with that.
Bro,
It
every
has
time
been
I go
better.
on Twitter, I just get pissed off.
Yeah, well,
It's nothing but negativity, bro.
See, that's the
nothing
thing.
but.
Once you
It's
filter
nuts.
through all that, I had finally got to the point where my algorithm was like, it was like non-politicized. It was all just like bullshit, like shit post tweets, like funny,
Apex
like
Pro.
random meme bullshit, like all the most perfect. I was like, awesome. This is exactly what I'm here for. No
Yeah.
BS. But it's like now, especially now, that shit gets promoted even more. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wants that divisiveness
Yep.
for engagement and
Very
everything.
true.
And it's like literally the fact that you can buy Twitter Blue and then it like shoots your replies to the top of every thread. It's like the
just so
top of
dumb.
every thread is like Elon Musk fanboys and like evangelical Christian revivalists and then like bots, like 1,000 bots that's like
Yeah.
buy this
So
shirt,
many bots
buy
on
this
Twitter.
buy
So
this
bro.
shirt here, click my link. Oh, I can make you come better than whatever this
I'm
it'll be like
the thickest 18-year-old on here.
literally, it'll be like some random tweet. It'll be like a video of a guy getting hit by a car and dying because that's like all over Twitter now.
That or porn.
Yeah,
Just straight up porn.
it'll literally be like vids that go hard, and it's like videos of people being murdered on the street. It'll be like 3 children murdered in Indonesia, and then the reply will be like, "But this isn't murder as hard as my pussy." And then it's just somebody being like, "We don't want your OnlyFans," and then it has like 1,000 likes ratio.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, I can't even support people hating on OnlyFans girls anymore because it's getting old, you know?
Like Adam 22 and his lady. What do you think about that whole situation, bro?
I don't even want to. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. You know what I mean?
For everyone who doesn't know, Adam 22, his wife.
This is what we started talking about and never talked about.
Yep.
His wife is a goddamn porn star, and she just filmed with the BBC, pretty much.
See, that's the thing.
And he's a white dude.
It's like they already.
Ew.
She was a porn star. Like they did porn together. She probably did porn before she met him, and he fucked other chicks. So it's like, what if that's their like brand? That's cool.
Wait, so
You know
what's
what
the
I mean?
problem?
Really, I really don't. People are just embarrassed for him. Really,
Yeah.
it seems like
Yeah.
everybody else has a problem.
Everybody's
with
just
it.
hating on him.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm
That's what I
not
don't
even really
understand.
totally in on it because I'm like, as much as I get it and I feel like I'm cringing with everybody, like, that's your fucking wife, dude.
Yeah.
And like that's they fucking film, like that's their content now.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
have the what's it fucking called?
Plug talk.
Plug talk. That boy knows.
And it's literally like
Plug
I've seen shit from it. He'll literally be like interviewing like a porn star. It'll be like Lena the Plug and Adam 22 interviewing like a porn star, like a woman and a man. And then the girl will just start sucking the dude's dick right there, and Adam 22 will be like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "This is your." They're like, so anyways, you got anything cool coming up, man? Will you fuck my wife, dude? I heard somewhere the dude that did the video, he fucking came out and said that it was Adam 22 that hit him up asking about it, and then also Adam 22 was the one that filmed it.
Oh, dude.
I heard that too.
But I don't know how.
I don't know how
accurate
accurate
But
that
it's
is
like
either.
the video was the dude in the video, so I'm like, why would he say that and just like blatantly lie on his name like that if he's like if they're cool and like they did the shit together, you know what I mean? So, because
See,
it's the
here's what I
dude who
don't
did the
understand.
video that said
Honestly,
that.
no
So-
cap. Whatever the fuck it is, major disrespect on Adam 22. I like the guy. I like his podcast. He's entertaining. Honestly, he's captivated me with this whole porn star fucking his fucking wife. I can't lie. I'm
captivated
giving
him.
But
That's
honestly,
even a little bit more interesting than this whole situation. Why are you so captivated with it? I don't know. That's a little questionable.
no, but like,
Continue. though.
dude, BBC fucking his wife. Like, period. Like,
But
Period.
that's my thing. Who
Period.
gives a fuck?
Hey, BBC.
I mean,
fucking
I
his wife,
don't give a
period.
fuck. But it's
So then chill.
entertaining. I'm chill, but
He
like,
said I was very entertained watching that video.
I was
BBC
captivated.
That
No, but,
BBC
like-
fucking his wife captivated and entertained me.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I've been watching a whole bunch of No Jumper, but like
Okay,
that's his
I thought you was about to say
podcast,
something else.
and I've been watching his podcast for a little bit and like listening to his shit, and like for real, he's just having a BBC fuck his wife out of nowhere, and it's just.
But
Fucking
like,
nuts.
is that what he wants to do?
I mean,
Like, is that
he
what
does
he's
porn
cool with?
with
He
his
sounds
wife all
like
the time.
he's fucking
He's
loved
about
it.
It definitely
Right. So I'm
sounds like
still
he's about
not.
it.
I'm just failing to understand the problem here. Kind
There's
of.
no problem.
It's just an odd situation.
I guess. Yeah.
It's odd because it's so publicized.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
get
biggest
that.
thing.
I
That's
get
why
that.
they're
But it's-
feeding
there
off
is
that
a-
shit.
there
Because
is
they
no-
knew
yeah.
it was gonna go
Yeah.
fucking.
I mean,
There's
we're talking about it.
That's
There's
exactly,
no
I feel like it's a
problem.
business.
It
I
is
feel
a
like
business
it's a business
move.
marriage, bro.
It's a business move, right
I think
That would
it's
make
a
sense.
business marriage. If they could make a business
So you're
move
saying right
like
now
that,
live that Adam 22 doesn't love his wife.
I would say that he does love his wife, but that motherfucker is just weird.
Justifying Adam 22's love for his wife on Apex Pod.
You heard it here first, folks.
You guys heard it here.
I don't know, but me personally, that's no.
No,
the thought of that,
absolutely,
the thought of
goddamn
that
not.
is physically repulsive to me.
No, like
That's
I
the
would,
last thing I'm gonna say on the topic right there.
I would commit a felony before that happened.
Jesus Christ, dude.
What if you couldn't stop it though?
If I couldn't stop it,
What if you couldn't stop it and you just had no choice but to film it and upload on the internet and talk about it on a podcast like
That's the
this?
thing. You do have a choice, though.
But what if you didn't?
Honestly, I would say if he didn't, he
My worst
participates.
nightmare.
He participates in Moloch.
The Owl God.
I had
Yeah,
something
the
I wanted
Owl
to
God,
segue
the
into
same
to get
thing.
away from this, and I forgot it. Now
Damn.
I'm sad.
It's so needed right
I,
now.
I really wanted to start
me
talking
just
about
go-
something
let me
else,
just
but
go
then you
deeper in
kept,
this.
saying BBC banging his wife out loud, and it made me forget what I was going to say.
He was just getting louder and louder about it too. So it's just
I just kept saying BBC too much. But the Owl God, Moloch.
okay. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
that's
that
what I was thinking
part-
of.
I think partially that could have been like a humiliation ritual.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, he's still talking. I thought he was really actually about to start talking about something else.
Do you know about the whole Bohemian Grove thing?
Oh yeah, not
Yeah.
like to a like
He said, "Yeah."
not to an extensive detail, but yeah, in general, yes.
Which is basically that, that ritual that all those rich people go out to the woods and worship this giant Moloch, the owl god, and they throw an effigy into the fire, sacrificing what is supposed to be a human baby. They
Child.
claim it's a bundle of sticks. People say otherwise. It's just that kind of thing.
Retard baby. That's
It
why he
all
was
comes full
asking me.
circle.
He was looking for an effigy. It's like, you think you could tell just by looking at them?
The most.
They got that look on their face. You know it.
Cisco's just trying to find a good one.
I don't know. Are you more down, you more bought into that, or are you more bought into, like, the adrenochrome, Epstein Island, Little St. James
I think
type
that
deal?
feeds into the same thing.
It does, but what do you think? If it was like 2 cliques at school, like which one would you be? Would you be in like the adrenochrome child sex ritual clique, or would you be in like the eldritch god worship like
Okay.
entity
Okay, here's the
demon
thing.
clique?
All right, here's the
You fucking kids are worshiping the devil,
Here's the thing about this, okay? Depends on perspective, right?
right?
Depends
Either way,
on
you're
my
getting
mindset.
eternal youth.
If you're asking me personally,
It's subjective. It's all based on taste.
absolutely. If you're asking me personally, like right now,
It's fucking
if you're
kids.
asking who
Yeah,
I am,
that's
I'm
taste.
not fucking the kids.
You can
okay?
tell by their face.
I'm gonna go on record and say I'm not fucking the kids. I would sway more
That's
towards.
what
I would
somebody
sway
who
more
would fuck
towards.
kids would go on record to say that they were. I've never had to go on record and say I'm not fucking kids. I'm just saying.
I would sway more towards the owl god thing because that seems more like a fun group of like guys like
like a
getting
little
together
summer-
and,
it's a little
and
summer
being
camp.
wild.
I'm not gonna lie.
If I were trying to get something real, like if I was a rich, like weird asshole who wanted to live forever and I wanted to get something real out of it and actually be immortal, I would go the other way and fuck the kids.
Yeah, I would.
Hey, there we go. That's what you come
saying
here
that's
for.
If I was not me,
Right.
is what I'm saying.
Right.
I would say I would believe more in the stealing kids and taking their blood for adrenochrome
Yeah.
while they're scared
Right.
method rather
Right.
than an owl god.
See, I think that is what's actually happening.
It's like,
That's what I'm saying.
this sounds a little bit more viable to me than an owl god.
Way more
He said
easier to retain.
some crazy ass shit, and then he was like, an owl god. This sounds pretty normal, honestly, in comparison at this point. Like, I mean, come on. But I'm not gonna offer my opinion either way. I'd probably just do both. I'd find a way to be like, I'd be like the cool guy that like plays both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Drake.
Yes, exactly. That actually was perfect.
That
Yes.
was a perfect analogy.
That is actually perfect.
Fuck
Because
yeah.
we all know he's fucking kids, but he's also praying to an owl god.
Six god.
He's the owl of yo and everything, but we all know about Millie Bobby
Alright.
Brown and all that.
Oof.
To segue, what's your favorite Drake album?
Oh, that's a tough question. I feel like there's a difference between my favorite and like what I think is actually like the best. I feel like
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
you probably have to look at like Take Care kind of as objectively like the
That's
peak.
that was like a defining moment.
That was like
for
kind of
Drake, though.
objectively the peak, not the peak of his popularity per se, or even necessarily the peak of his rapping skill, but just like kind of all of it together, like the rise of Drake, the total cultural takeover, the
He took
passing of the
over.
torch from Lil Wayne to Drake, you know, and that
Yeah.
was when it was like really.
I think the torch is way bigger now, though.
I do like Tuscan Leather. That's one of my favorite Drake songs. And he does say
Tuscan leather is feeling like brick.
at the one part in Tuscan Leather, he says, "Give it time, we'll see you still around a decade from now." And I thought that was really crazy because that album came out 10 years ago, and Drake is still like the biggest artist in the world. So I was like,
he's fucking
that was
massive.
cool that he like could say that and can stand on it now for real.
He
But
probably
I think
made a deal with the Owl God.
definitely or Baphomet.
Probably.
But I would say my favorite personally is probably still If You're Reading This It's Too Late because of when it came out, like where I was in my life, and just like I like how that's just like straight rap and Drake.
Which
like,
what's the cover for that? Is that the
literally
one where
it
him?
just says the words If You're Reading This It's Too Late.
It's like the white background.
Yeah, with Wednesday Night.
That was the one. That was the one that it was like it was like a surprise drop, and it was supposed to be like all like demos and B-sides and like throwaway stuff.
Damn, I
but it
remember
ended
that.
up
That
being
was
like one of his
big.
best albums.
That was a extremely different time in my life, bro. I'm not.
That's
gonna
what I'm
lie.
saying.
Yeah.
That was
I
like
wasn't
2000.
even-
That was like 2014.
That was
Yeah.
no,
I was
that was
later
later than that.
2015.
That was like
that
that
was
was like
earlier.
the running through the six with
I was
my
gonna say, I
woes,
feel like that
right?
was maybe like
yeah.
17.
Hey, can you look
Something
it up
like
or
that.
something?
No, it was.
Look it up on
earlier.
your phone or
I'll
something.
look it up.
I swear to God that
It's
the
at
latest,
least 15,
that album,
16.
that album came out was 2015 at the
like
latest.
15,
Honestly,
16.
bro. Yeah, the latest was because
Like-
I was listening to that album before me and Sarah dated, and that was around that
Damn,
time.
really?
period.
Because that album came out. I was at
Wow.
Jordan Deal's house and that album came out.
Wow.
2015.
Yeah.
Damn, nailed it.
Yeah.
No,
That's
'cause
crazy.
I remember, and why can't I think of the name of the album? The one that I was just talking about, that Tuscan Leather's on.
If
Nothing
you're
was the
reading-
same. Nothing
Oh,
was the
yeah,
same.
yeah.
That came out my freshman year. That was like 2013.
I was listening
I
to
remember
that
that.
shit heavy. I was walking to school, listening to Nothing Was the Same. It was like a 25 minute walk.
Dude, I remember walking out,
Dude.
people bumping that when it came out, walking out of school. It was like right after I started high school. It was crazy. That's what I always associate that stuff with. You know what I mean? Music is like always associated with dates and times.
Yeah,
to
for
me
sure.
When I like first heard it.
Yep. I can't fucking
Damn.
listen to. I can't listen to rap for like too
surprised.
long periods of time. Like, I don't know. I go through these weird phases. I love all different kinds of music. Like, I've definitely not been into country recently. I can't fucking stand listening to country right now. But again, I go through different phases. Like,
Right.
sometimes I'll get into fucking like Irish folk music, you know? Like, I listen to everything. And I just like, I find I'll get into arguably my longest music phases, I guess you could call it, are rap phases, because that's my favorite genre for sure. But I get to like this point where I'm like I'll start listening to rap again, and I'm like, I always just, I get into it. I love listening to it at the gym. It fucking hypes me up, and then I get to this point where I'm like, I kind of switch from like, I fucked his girl vibes to, damn, he's fucking my girl, like kind of vibes. Like, I just can't. It gets to be too much. Like, I'm a
Right.
white guy, you know what I mean?
That's
It
like-
gets to be like kind of like I gotta switch it up a little bit.
Dude, I
you know what
remember that actually makes me think of my buddy Andrew, one of the whitest people I know.
Oh, yeah.
He has never been one much for rap. He likes here and there, like he liked Kanye West a lot when he was younger. I mean, that's
He's white,
easy.
so
That's easy to like, you know what I mean? So, but he's never been big on rap. But lately, when he's been getting drunk, we've been playing him rap. And he's
Fuck
like,
yeah.
one time we played him a song. I can't remember how it even came about, but I think he was just drunk and a rap song was on. And he said aloud, he was like, you know what? I think I finally get it. Like you're supposed to be like listening like he's talking about you. Like you're like doing it like he's like, when he's getting money, you're supposed to feel like you're getting money.
that's so funny.
And I was like, yes, you get it.
Honestly,
Yes.
what's playing through my head right now is Views album. I should be downtown with no way to you.
Can't stop thinking
Nice.
about Drake.
You got something that belongs to me.
That was fucking beautiful, dude.
Dude,
That's
a
low-key actually
great
what the
song.
album sounded like when it came out.
I was only gone for the last few months.
See, that's what I'm like. I liked Certified Lover Boy a little bit. There were some songs on there I liked.
That was a good one.
Honestly, never mind. I like dance music. That stuff, it was cool. It's cool dance music, little club vibe. But, I mean, if you really look at it, like, when's the last time Drake came out with a great album?
Dude, it's been tough.
Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Kinda.
Like
Honestly,
he's
More
had
Life
consistent
sucked.
he's had consistent hits and like songs that have been big enough to keep him going. And like there's a song or two on every album at least that I like, you know. But
Yeah, for sure.
it's like
It feels like
it literally used to be like you look at Drake's first 5 or 6 albums and it's like they're all classics.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
you look at, and that's the reason that he's where he is today, even without
Yeah.
making an album like that. Like he's still that popular because he can make hits and has enough connections and clout and longevity for
Right.
that. But it's like I felt that way for a few albums, like even back in the day, back in like 2018, 19. I was like, all right, when's the next yeah, okay, a few little mid albums in a row. Like the next one's gonna be whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like Drake hasn't come out with like a truly classic album since
Yeah.
maybe like What a Time to Be Alive with Future.
Yeah, I feel
Dude.
like recently Drake's been way
Oh,
bigger with the
bro.
put a pin in that. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
this one point out. I feel like recently Drake's been way better with the like one-offs, like the singles, like with
See, that's not, I
with
feel like that's all
features
he
and shit
cares
like
about
that.
anymore now.
Yeah.
Because that's all he needs.
That's
is to,
probably
Yeah,
where he
for
makes
sure.
most money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's-
at least at this point. in his
Yeah.
career,
He needs singles to carry albums. He can drop 3 singles, 4 singles for an album, and they'll all be number ones.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, but
Yeah.
As I was gonna say with What a Time to Be Alive, bro, that was a very pivotal time in my life. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
What a
Like,
Time to Be Alive.
yeah, it's crazy
It's
because
a big year for everybody.
yeah, when that shit first dropped, I heard Drake and Future. You know they're about to drop a fucking album together, bro. That was like the same time like Kendrick and J. Cole were supposed
Yeah.
to drop an album.
Yeah.
And they did
That's
not.
been rumored for so long.
So it's like,
I don't even want that shit anymore.
I don't
that
either.
shit the fuck out
Honestly,
of here. That's
get the
that
fuck
album
out of
would-
here.
Hot take. That album would suck. They'd probably
Maybe
have some
now.
good. They'd probably have some good bars and verses, but like musically,
It wouldn't sound as
Now.
good.
Yeah.
that's
now,
what I'm saying. Musically, now J. Cole and Kendrick, I feel like that would be a wacky little
Yeah.
combo. I
Yeah.
feel like they'd
Yeah, I agree.
hop on some wild little beats. It could be really good.
Yeah.
I don't know
Could
if
be.
it would be that great.
Dude,
I
It's
feel
not
like that
really
would be
very
one of
musical.
another one of those like 1 or 2 songs in it are kind of fire, but for
I
the
know
most
I'm gonna
part-
sound crazy, and a bunch of people are gonna think I sound like a fucking moron saying that. I still think they're great. I still think both of them are really good. But if you think about the way Kendrick Lamar raps now, and you think about the way J. Cole raps now, like this, not really,
Yeah, it's not really the same.
Yeah.
you know.
Dude, honestly, one of my favorite snippets from Kendrick was the beginning to his music video to All Right. Do you remember that? Where he was like jumping on his dick, but his dick ain't free. You know? It was
Vaguely.
anyways, but it was a different part of the song to All Right. It was just the beginning, and it was, dude, it's fucking amazing.
I remember when everything he did was supposed to be like the greatest thing that ever happened. I mean, I guess it's people still kind of act like that, but I've lost my mystique on a lot of artists like that. Like
Yeah.
artists where it's like every time they drop, it's a huge deal. Like, because when he first came out, even his like, you know, there was Good Kid, Mad City, and then To Pimp a Butterfly, and those were like fucking crazy. Everybody was like, this dude is the next greatest rapper of all time. Like he's already top 10.
They
like,
were saying
this
that.
is his game. Like it's his. Like, and then I felt like Damn was like it's good, but I don't know. And I feel like everything he tries to do now is so like artistic.
It's too
It
much.
feels weird. Like
Yeah.
it feels too much like I'm supposed to. Like he recognized that everybody was like waiting on his every move.
Yeah, that's kind of how all the big names feel like recently.
Yeah, so
Right
I don't
now,
know.
anyway.
I'm just disillusioned with like
He's like trying to.
it's
hard.
gotta be something really like you can't just do something like that and drop like a good song and act like it's supposed to be such a big
Right.
deal. Like you gotta
Yeah.
drop a great song.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta drop something that people are gonna be fucking talking about like
Yeah, for sure.
forever. You know.
Yeah, it's
Which
got.
I mean, I guess
different.
maybe they assume they're gonna. I don't know. Like when I was younger, I used to freak out about shit like that.
It's also you got to take into account that we're in a weird time right now where everything's been done before. It's the same
Right.
thing with movies right now. Like there's no good movies coming out. because it's just
Literally.
everything's been done before. Everything's a remake of something or a
or
duplicate
a
of
rehash,
something.
or
Yeah.
it looks and feels the exact same, even with a new
Right.
skin on it.
Yeah.
I know. I've been talking about that for a while. I hate that.
Yeah.
I feel like just the saturation of the media market,
Yeah, for sure.
and it's like not like nobody has any good ideas or any new ideas, but a lot of people, it's all about money and what's going to
Yeah.
make money.
Yep.
Unfortunately, man.
And
Yeah.
even the stuff that they think is going to make money has been losing money lately.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of hoping that leads to a little bit of a shake up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
'Cause
I
it was, like-
definitely think things are changing a little bit though when it comes to entertainment as a whole. Like things are kind of like it's not really. It used to be just about music and movies, really. But there's so many different avenues now.
Dude, yeah. 'Cause
You know?
now it's not even about the substance of the music or the movies anymore. It's about marketing the music and the movies
Right.
now through like social media and everything. Like,
Right.
I mean, obviously, everything through time has been like that, but it's like I said, with the oversaturation of everything now,
Yeah.
and like there's so many different ways, shapes, and forms to get things out, and it's like shows with companies like industry plants in music on TikTok or anything like that, or like in any industry, because it's like companies are pumping money to make things seem organic, because
Yeah,
they're
for sure.
realizing like how much, like the whole grimace shake trend with McDonald's on TikTok and everything, like
Which is already over.
yeah, but it's like, like that was obviously like a marketing point, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, and
Yeah,
it took off.
100%.
It's like, that's great, that was amazing viral marketing, which is
Yeah.
the best kind of marketing, and most people probably don't even realize that it was like a campaign, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, obviously it took the people that actually did do it for it to take off to that level, but I'm like,
Yeah.
that didn't just start because like somebody had, I mean, it could have, but I don't believe it, you know
no,
what I mean?
there's no
But
way. There's
just
no way.
everything like that now, you know what I mean? Like everything, like even with like the Barbie movie and everything coming out, like you can't get
Oh,
away from it whether you care or not. Like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
movies and media, especially
You can click not interested all you want. You're still gonna see
like
it.
the more money these corporations have, they didn't even make the product for, they don't care about the reviews, because they know people are gonna, if it gets bad reviews, people are probably more likely to go see it and talk about it at this point.
Absolutely.
So
That's why
they're
they
like-
say like cancel culture doesn't exist anymore, because regardless, a click is a click, no matter good or bad. You
Cancel
know?
culture is an odd. That's like
It's a
a
very-
weird.
that's a whole other
That's an
podcast.
amalgamous bubble. That's a gray area. There's
Yeah,
no
it's
real.
very weird.
There's different ways to get canceled.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like, while it really doesn't exist, you still can. In
100%.
a way. In
yeah.
a way.
Yeah, like
No,
if I just
100%.
drop
Say
the
that
hard
word
R
with the
right
hard
now.
R right now.
No, I'm good.
I'll. Just kidding.
Shit, I'll write it down, but
I saw that earlier today. But if you do it with the right nuanced context,
right.
you can get away with it.
If
No,
you're
like
if you're quoting,
realistically, yeah, with the right nuance.
Hey, listen to me as your
Context.
lawyer. I'm telling you right now, if you do it with the right nuance and context, you can get away with it.
all right. Well, I mean, we're creeping up on time. Is there anything you have that you want to
Let's hear some
throw out there? You want to?
promotions, bro. What's going on? with
I
Promotions.
mean,
funeral
we
proposals?
already talked about everything.
Yep.
I'm no greedy person. I don't got a lot. Check out Funeral Proposals Forever Glow EP, out now on all streaming services. It can be accessed for free on YouTube if you don't have any money, which you're just like me.
Fuck yeah.
We have a lot of shows coming up. Like I said, we're branching out to the greater Ohio area. So for some reason you're listening to this podcast anywhere else but Akron, come out and see us. We're going to be in Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati.
You'd be surprised, bro. We got some fans in the fucking Netherlands.
I was fucking with you. We have a listener in Indonesia. I found out we have one little
Yeah?
Indonesian
That's
listener.
fire.
yeah, that's
So
sick.
that's
they're
pretty
probably,
dope.
They're probably like, listen, do this.
They sound like.
But Funeral Proposal Summer Tour, lots of great dates coming up. Porch Rocker, big shows, albums out now. Check it out.
Follow
If
the
you need
Instagram.
if you need any extracurriculars, you know where to come to. You know what I'm saying? If you need a little pick me up, hit me up because I need some money. You know what I'm saying? So
Hell yeah.
that's really all I have to promote. So
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Everything will be down in the bio, so just check that out.
beautiful.
We really appreciate you coming on, bro.
I had a
dude,
great
it's been
time. I had a
pleasure
lot of
having
fun.
you.
I was a
yeah.
little nervous at first that I wouldn't have anything to talk about, but you guys helped me out a lot. You
Yup.
guys, you said a lot of stupid shit that I could say, that I could respond to.
Yes,
That's
sir.
just how it goes.
That's how
I
it
say
goes.
stupid shit all the time.
It was mostly you saying stupid shit. Ethan was like trying to be an interviewer, and then you'd be like, "Do you think a baby like can smell when it shits itself?"
Oh fuck! That one sentence is just. We should just put that in our fucking description.
That should be the bio featuring Gavin.
Fuck yeah! All
Can't
right, bro.
really sum it up any better.
Hell yeah. Thanks, everybody. for
Yup.
Tuning in.
Fuck yeah! Peace out.
Let's go.
All right. Something like that.